Yes, thank you. That other keeper's mother is still in the stands. Still, it's an absolute peach of a perler here, and of such rare idiot choreography that it does shake your faith in man as nature's last word.
Burn. Oh, and Larry May joins the attack. Oh, superb!
Hey, no, mate, no.
Larry May will get the credit. I think it actually went in off the goalkeeper in the end.
Oh, you do you, John? That's probably what it did then.
Well, Larry May volleyed that from 25 yards. It hit the underside of the bar, came down, and I think it actually may have gone over the line off the goalkeeper's body.
Here's a goal so bizarre it's creepy. Handball, everyone loses it, catastrophic back pass, goalkeeper's foot vanishes. Literally vanishes off the end of his leg. That must be what he starts appealing for immediately the ball goes in. Ref, there's no end to my leg. To which the ref says, I think you mean your stupidity. Our next clip is the perfect antidote to those slack-minded panty-waists who attempted to bland the '94 United States World Cup into oblivion. It's a referee who headbutts players. There you go, a typical piece of work from Mr. Colin Nutham and Cutham Ashton of Dymchurch in Kent. Seen here restoring law and order to a situation that without his reserve and experience might have incited the crowd. You know, I'm so glad we live in the times we do, because they say in the future nobody will actually play anything. We'll just all don helmets and experience sport as virtual reality. That's not for me, and it's not for you too. So give thanks that we live in the glorious age when we can experience football in the full splendour of virtual stupidity. Here's an absolute cracker from Les Ferdinand. Look at the height he gets. And watch as he mutters something about flaming goal was right in front of me. From the reverse angle, we can see what a difficult chance this was. If only he'd been fit against the Dutch. Hanging on at Anfield in the last minute certainly does something to defenders. They throw shapes you only normally see when a wasp gets in your tent. Neil Ruddock didn't score that, of course, but he's happy to take the applause. Here we go again, and watch that 15. Now here's proof that if you're Paul McGrath, you can get away with anything. No screaming fits at Big Paulie. Watch. The 17 tells him, that's okay, Paul. From the cross, Les Ferdinand attempts the clearance, muffs it, and rather than handball in the area, Paul takes the gentleman's way out. That's okay, Paul. A moment ago, we saw Neil Ruddock taking a lap of honour for a goal he didn't score. How bizarre, then, that when he does, he seems almost shy about it. On the replay, watch number 21, Dominic Matteo, in an ugly moment of ball-balloon turmoil. It was just one of those days when the balloon refused to go in. Oh, but Liverpool touched bottom at times during this season. I love the desperate attempt at recovery here as Mark Wright strains every nerve to get on top of this ball and smother it like a bomb hero. And here's a real flyer from Sean Teal, another big Villa man and a frankly mustachioed one. At first I thought that shot went straight in, but I've spoken to Brian Moore and he says Sean definitely got a touch on it. Sean can't be as intimidating as McGrath because there is an outbreak of glaring in the area, and it's a superb statue reflex from Bosnich. Watch this. This is extremely reminiscent of Tony Adams' goal that beat Torino. Perfect. The deftest, most gentle of touches, cleverly right into the danger zone. Of course, in his private life, Tony Adams gets an extremely bad press, but I know Tony, and the truth is it only takes one drink to really get him drunk. Trouble is, he can't remember if it's the 26th or the 27th one. How's this for attacking the ball?
And on the replay, a rare chance to hear just what it is fans do say when leaping around celebrating. Yeah, who could argue with that? Here's a terrific example of what I call the trailing leg syndrome. I'll explain more in a minute. On the face of it, it's a forgivable muddle under pressure. Although it doesn't bode well that Norwich appear to be twinned with 93-94's poorest side, of whom more shortly. The reverse angle reveals the true perils of the trailing leg. So you put all your thoughts and calculation into leg one, leaving leg two to fend for itself. And which one does the cross hit? Yeah, that's the theory of the trailing leg. Well, just about now I'd have been saying, not a short one, we never score from short ones. See Terry Fenwick coming across here to explain exactly what's just happened and how at the end of the season, when Swindon are safe, they'll all be laughing about it. The actual effort here includes some very, very funny leg bending work. And look, behind the goal in the grey, isn't it nice to see Clive Grandad Dunn still enjoying his football at the age of 106? How much of this lecture do you suppose Kevin Horlock actually heard? Occasionally, footballers get bored on the pitch and just start acting weird. Look at these headers, strange maverick movements, and Lee Dixon becomes intoxicated by it all. Study this closely and you'll see Lee's bonds make the heading movement after the ball has made contact. And if you thought that was a peculiar action for a human to perform, what's going on here? Still, like Swindon, Oldham luckily had no reason to rue moments like this at the season's end. And it's here that the goalkeeper picks his moment to deliver a personal message. Oh, I forgot to tell you, your girlfriend rang up before the game. She says she's packing you up, OK? Do you know, I still can't decide if this goes in off of boot, bum or hand. Now, if you were a manager, wouldn't you get the message that somebody here is wasted in defence? And like Lee Dixon, watch as the head directs the ball a split second after it has waved bye-bye to his hairline. Southampton versus Oldham, a crucial game and a difficult chance. Watch the boy leap from the crowd to deliver a one-word critique. And what's this? Another example of a teammate offering sympathy and encouragement. Well, no. The close-up on the replay shows that perhaps for once, footballers do talk to their teammates at times like this, rather like you and me would in the same situation over the local park. This is Oldham and QPR and a glorious fiasco. This is made all the more daft if you look at the Oldham supporters who turn to taunt the away fans, but there aren't any. Here's an exception that proves the rule. It really might have helped if David Linnigan had taken his eye off the ball. And look, there are four furious men not quite sure who to explode at. Everton had a shocking season. And where does the blame lie here? There's so much to go round. Superb crowd reactions. A fantastic moment when the defenders clash like two big, dumb American wrestlers. And then there's some squirming on the line, which is not the sort of thing that would get a kid noticed at a club trial.
This may be controversial, but you'll understand. You can't beat a good sending off, can you? Peps up a game. A good sending off is much more exciting, let's face it, than a flowing move. I mean, the last World Cup, for instance, it was a superb affair, beautifully staged, a big event, but it was a bit nice, wasn't it? The FA must understand, FIFA must understand. You've got to have bad guys. Crowds love it when some teams are wearing white hats and some teams are wearing black hats. At this point, I would have loved to have brought you some of the most controversial sendings off over the years. Yes, some of the most vicious tackles. But still, the authorities won't wear that sort of thing. But we can examine indiscipline.
The practice style of Tommy Smith. You watch. Pulls up one sleeve, pulls up the other sleeve, then pulls the first sleeve down again. That's just how angry he is. And we might have seen his Clive Thomas crazy gesture, but for that bloke the FA paid to hover in front of cameras during dramatic moments. The actual marching orders walk is more of an unrepentant trudge. And like Sammy Chapman, wait till you're out of earshot of the referee before calling him a flying picket, which was a very big insult back in the 70s. Now here's Maradona unrepentantly trudging off. This is included because A, he's a paranoid little twerp with a messiah complex, and B, it's weird to notice that he once weighed under 20 stone. These days he looks more like me. Although I haven't been sent off since this memorable day at the New Den. Flying worker was the new twist on the old Sammy Chapman phrase. This, of course, is the great and legendary Terry Hurlock, who, you see by his eyebrows, was one of the few players who took the field with boxers' grease on their faces. While we're about it, here's a tremendous piece of theatre starring Francis Lee.
And Francis Lee is going to be booked for that. And Malcolm Musgrove is being called on, and this is turning into a very expensive football season for Francis Lee, who has said that he will give £50 to charity if he's booked. Well, he was booked last Saturday, and again now, having already been in front of the disciplinary commission this season. And he's suggesting absolutely graphically that it was a dive.
The mighty Francis Lee, goal machine and tragedian. And just look at the front of his shirt. When did you last see any of your players sweat for your club anything like that?
Did I lie to you? Are we sweating for you? Isn't this a great tape? And there's so much more to come. This next section, for instance. There's nothing more annoying than these people who say, I don't know if you can get so excited about a lot of men kicking a ball around. Strangely, those sort of people never like that argument applied to tennis. But of course it isn't just a lot of people kicking a ball around. Once you've paid your money at the turnstile, there's so much more on offer.
Here's a cute moment as we eavesdrop on a little mascot working out with his hero. So, you want to play for Liverpool when you grow up, do you, son?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, well, there's no hiding at Anfield. You have to give 100% every game or nothing. Still, the great thing is they'll pay you even if your performance sucks. Hey!
Yeah, it sounds like the job for me.
So tell me, son, how long have you wanted to be like me?
Always to tell me, Dad, I want to be just like Ian Rush.
Ian Rush? I'm John Barnes.
You're John Barnes? But I'm on the pitch with John Barnes. The shame! The shame!
Yeah, well, listen, son, I think that's the referee's whistle. Why don't we go and find your mum and dad? Because, really, there's a lot of people in. I've got a job to do, so why don't... Sometimes it pays to do something so outrageous, you'll be given the benefit of the doubt. I mean, Vinnie Jones there, he wasn't going that way at all, was he?